Hello and welcome back to another video in our continued journey of trying to master data and interpretation. And by now we should have realized, by now what I mean is that doing the first 3-4 videos, trying out a couple of practice problems, you must have realized that essentially it is about ratios and percentages. I'm talking about pie charts, bar graphs, line graphs kind of data interpretation, the old fashioned kind of data interpretation. And you must have realized by now that skill there is dependent on skills in ratios and percentages. So in case you haven't done ratios and percentages, that is number one recommendation. Master those two topics, because not only for data interpretation, even for rest of arithmetic, once you conquer ratios and percentages and variations included, you will find the rest of the journey very easy. You can really accelerate later if you put in work with these two foundations. So even for this session, I'm assuming that your ratios and your percentages and your multiplying factor and your variations are in place, because I will straight away go for these shortcuts or alternate techniques, though all the questions that we'll discuss today can also be done otherwise, right? So I'm assuming a little bit of base in ratios and percentages. Other than that, you will see if that base is in place, we'll see the journey is going to be very smooth. If it is not in place, every question or every technique that I mention is going to be a little bit of troublemaking entity. So it's better so it's definitely better that you have your basics in place, right? So let's try out the exercise. Today we are dealing with pie charts, market share, value and volume as we progress along in the story. What all do these terms mean? We'll figure out as we try out the problems. So try out the sheet. You can find the link below in the description box and then join the discussion. So let's start with the problem. It says the pie chart gives distribution of the total sales of cars in numbers of cars across the various players who produce cars in India for the years 08 and 09. Answer the questions that follow on the basis of only the information given in the graph. So my step number one is just going to be a preview, just the way we do in reading comprehension. Just warm up with the data, get comfortable with the data, look at it a couple of times, try out a calculation or two on your own even before proceeding to the questions. So I'm also assuming that you are familiar with basic pie charts. If not, there is another video available for that. Please go through that, right? So I look at it in 2008, the total market is 1,25,500, easy enough data. And for example, I look at the graph, it says Maruti is 35% of the market. What does it mean? A total of 1 lakh. What does it mean? A total of 1,25,500 cars were sold, and Maruti is 33% of that. So if I ask you what is the number of Marutis sold, you should be able to come up with this answer very quickly, that it is going to be 33% of 1,25,500 or whatever the value is. I'm not even interested in the 33%, I'm interested in the concept that some percentage of the total, and I can find the number of Marutis. Not only I can find the number of Marutis, I can find the number of Hyundais, GM, Tata, Honda and others. That will be a very easy level challenge indeed. The exact same thing can be done for the second pie chart. The total market was 1,50,600, and if I ask you, let's say, find the number of others in this second year, 2009, right? So 7% of 1,50,600 is what you will calculate. So I understand the data, not too much of a challenge there. And in the worst case scenario, if none of my techniques are making sense, you can go for the old fashioned just counting or finding out the exact numbers and then calculating the values, as we'll see in a minute, right? So I'm warmed up with the data. Now let me look at the first question. How many more cars were sold by GM in 09 as compared to 08? So let's go question by question, and from each question we'll learn something and the language of the challenge will change question by question. So by that manner we'll get a very thorough journey of the whole process as such, right? So how many more cars were sold by GM in 2009? That means I want to find out GM in 09. I also want to find out GM in 08. So let me, because this is my first question, let me just do it very manually. GM is the third category, or 18%. So if I say in 09, I'm looking at the 09 figure, 18% of how much? Of 1,50,600. The calculation of this value I'm leaving up to you, or even how to calculate faster and shorter has been covered in previous videos and will be covered separately, so don't worry about that. But for now, I'm leaving the calculation of this value up to you. Similarly, GM for 08 was around 15%. So I will say, okay, 15% of 1,25,500. And the question was, how many more cars? That means I'm looking at the difference between these two. This is going to be a bigger number, this is going to be a smaller number, but conceptually I'm looking at what is the difference between these two numbers, and that will be your answer. So right now I don't even want to think about a shortcut. I'm just looking at like level 0, level 1 data, that can I find the number of GMs, can I find the number of 08. I'm sure you can come up with a little bit of a time shaving technique, but as we move along in the questions, that will automatically happen. So I'm assuming question number 1 everybody will be able to figure out. Why? Because I've already spent a lot of time in percentages. I've already spent a lot of time in mastering the percentages module and the whole process. So this will not be a challenge at all. Question number 2. In 2008, how many more cars were sold by Hyundai as compared to GM? So the thing to notice is that we're only looking at 08 data. So I will go first, I will take the slow step, and then maybe we can save a minute or two or 30 seconds or so by observing basic theoretical details as such. So essentially I'm looking at Hyundai and GM. So I can find the Hyundai value. Hyundai is 21%. So calculate this value just for revision practice. 21% of 1,25,500. And GM in the same year is 15%. So 15% of 1,25,500. Find the whatever value comes out, find the difference of those two values, and you have your answer. How can you save a little bit of time? Knowing that the base is the same for both of them, you know your answer is going to be 6% of whatever the value is. So you can directly calculate 6% of 125,500. And I hope you understand why, because 21% of t, if you write it fully, you will write it 21% of whatever t minus 15% of whatever the total is. And then if you just work on this equation, you get 6% of total. So the beginner level, if you give it to a school kid, he might calculate all of it. But if you have gone through basic percentages at an adult level, you will be able or should be able to. And if you haven't, now you know that you can take a shortcut like this. Question number 3. What is the ratio of the number of cars sold by Tata in 08 to the number of cars sold by Honda in 09? So Tata in 08 and the ratio is between Honda in 09. So once again, beginner level step would be to just calculate the values of Tata in 2008. Tata is going to be the fourth one, that is going to be 6%. So Tata's value is 6% of whatever the value is in 08. We actually know the value, but I want to stay with the abstract also. And Honda or Hyundai, sorry, is it Honda? Honda in 2009 is going to be 9%. Do check the values for yourself. 9% of what? Of 1,50,600. Calculate this. Nowadays you also have a calculator in your exam portal, right? So calculate this and you have your answer, right? But then what can I do which is a little more creative, or which shows reveals my understanding of the data better, is if I notice that the first pie chart was 1,25,500 and the next one is 1,50,600. Essentially this one is 10%, not 10%, sorry. Essentially this one is 20% more than this one. So now I can start using my percentages theory. If I call this pie chart y and this pie chart x, I know y is equal to 6 by 5 of x. Don't know why this has happened and how this has happened quickly, go through the percentages playlist and this will be very clear in no time. Or I also know that y by x ratio is going to be 6 by 5, or x by y ratio is going to be 5 by 6. So what you could have done, if you figured this out early, or now for future questions we will use this data. Oh, this data, this value is 20% more than this value. Then I can start using a particular shortcut as covered in the basic pie charts video. So, or this ratio, you know, this is nothing but x, right? The first year's pie chart, and this is nothing but y. And I have just showed you that the x by y ratio is 5 by 6. So instead of this, you can just put a 5 by 6. So a little bit of saving of time here, and then this 6 will get cancelled, and you'll be left with 5 by 9, and I think that should be your answer, right? So actual value, the actual calculation, or this little bit of observation of the bigger data that okay, this is 20% more than this. How did I come to 20%? That I observed and calculated. Okay, this is approximately 25,000 in actual value, 25,000 more than this, and this is 1,25,000 or 125. So 25 by 125. I did it orally. This was nothing but 1 by 5, and then I thought, yeah, checked it back also. So I know the second pie chart is 20% more than the first pie chart. So this was question number 3. So question number 4, and just the data that we figured out right now is now going to be very handy. What is the ratio of number of cars sold by GM in the year 08 to those sold in 09? So I'm looking for GM in 08 upon, because that's my ratio information, GM in 09. So once again, I can find the actual values and then find the ratio, but by now maybe we are warmed up to the idea that there is a little bit of a shortcut, involved here, right? And what is that going to be? Let me look at GM's value is GM's value in 08 is 15%, right? Of what? Of X. And GM's value in 09 is how much? Is 18%. Of what? Of Y. Y being the second pie chart. And I just figured out that these two values ratio is basically 5 by 6. So once again, I can just simplify my values and figure out the answer. That I will leave up to you, right? Question number 5. From 08 to 09, which company grew by the greatest growth rate? So this is wherein your clarity is very important, that because the growth rate happening in the market, which is 20%, 1,25,000 to 1,50,600, whatever the value is, that 20% is applicable as the same growth to everyone. Everyone will experience that 20% growth rate. Not overall, but because of the market, depending on their own ups and downs, their overall percentage will be calculated. This idea, if it seems complicated, please go through the pie chart video, the foundation video. It has been covered in reasonable detail here, or refer to the notes as well. I will do a quick revision with a very simple example. So say there is a particular year, and in that year a company A has 10% share of the market, and in next year company A reaches 20%, not 20% is too much, reaches 12% of the market. And a few basic scenarios, let me quickly run through them. Say, and again I'm using easy data for communication. Later, hopefully even with complex data, we should be able to play this game. I'm playing with numbers. Say the pie chart was 100 this year as well as 100 this year, and I ask you what is the growth rate. So you will say, okay, growth rate means new value minus old value divided by the old value, or percentage change between these two values. So the easiest way would be saying, okay, 12% of 100, what is the exact value? 12. 10% of 100, what is the exact value? 10. 10 has become 12. What is the change? 2 by 10, or 20% is the growth rate. So in this story, the growth rate was 20%, right? Notice if I ask you what is the growth rate in the share only, like this particular value, it has gone from 10 to 12, which is a 20% growth rate. That means if I assume this to be a constant, whatever is happening to the pie share is reflected in the overall growth rate, right? Try and grab this idea, try and play with this idea, or spend more time with it, putting up your own numbers as such, right? Let me create another scenario. In this, I say again, in the next year also the company is at 10% only, but the market has become 120, grown by 20%. So what will be the overall growth of this particular company A? So you will say, okay, 10% of 100, this is 10 again, and 10% of 120 is going to be 12. Once again, the overall growth experienced by this particular company A is going to be 20%. So now I notice that if I keep the share constant, whatever is happening to the market is happening to the growth rate of the company. And for those of you who have already gone through variations, this should be a very, very familiar idea, or it should be ringing a lot of bells. Okay, I have already mastered this idea earlier. This is nothing but an application, right? So I am looking at these two scenarios, and now notice if I make this also 12% and this also 120, what is going to happen? You can find out 10% of 100 is still 10, and 12% of 120 is going to give you 14.4. Calculate the value, take your time, hit pause, magic of technology, right? And in this case, the change is going to be 44 point some percent. So what is going on? I could have understood it like this. This company A is experiencing two multiplying factors. There is a 20% growth here, so A will experience that 20% growth. And there is a 20% growth here in its particular share, so it will experience another 20% growth. That means overall 36 by 25 of A, 11 by 25 more, or 1 by 25 is 4%, 11 by 25 is going to be 44%. Again, I'm assuming familiarity here because of the work done in percentages, so the order is kind of important, right? Or your own pre-skills in percentages if you haven't finished my work, right? Staying with the same game, I say the value is 100 and this year the value is 120. And this year the value is 120, and A share this year was 10%. And the question is, what could be the lowest possible value of this A share in the second year, so that he experiences neither growth, neither profit nor loss, or his value, overall value, the actual value remains the same. Now I'm straight away going for the shortcut here. A, the candidate will experience whatever the market has to offer. That means A is definitely going to 6 by 5. And I'm saying finally A should become A. So what should be the multiplying factor in between? It should be 5 by 6. And this 5 by 6, that means is coming from the share. That means he can reduce his share by 16.66%. 16.66% of what? Of 10. That means he can go up to 8.33. Take your time, rewind, pause, connect it to what you have done in variations. I know A's value is directly proportional to whatever is happening in the market. If the market doubles, his value will double, assuming his share is the same, right? And basically keeping it as a constant. And similarly, if I keep the market as a constant, his value will behave exactly like what is happening in his share. If his share goes from 10% to 20%, his value is going to double, keeping the market constant. And now I can combine both of them and say this is what is happening. And this kind of an architecture has been covered in a lot of detail in percentages as well as variations modules. So please go through them and master them. Master them a couple of times because they are of such universal use across arithmetic or any such kind of a problem, right? So this is a basic revision of the theory. This idea has been covered, I think, a little more slowly in the previous video. So if you're struggling with this explanation, refer to that. And now I'll get back to the question. So now going back to question number 5. From 08 to 09, which company grew by the greatest growth rate, exclude others? And again, what I noticed was in this whole short story was that if whatever is happening to the market is happening to the companies, but it is happening to all the companies the same way. Whatever is the multiplying factor for the market is the same for all the companies. That means I can completely ignore it and only focus on the company's personal share. So for example, if I look at Maruti is going from 35% to 31%. So I see there is a reduction of 4 by 35. No need to calculate the value. But if I look at Maruti's market share, it is reducing. The question was which company grew by the greatest growth rate? So maybe all of them are reducing, but as of now it looks like that looks like a negative growth rate as such. Let's look at Hyundai data. Hyundai has gone from 21% to 27%. 21% to 27%. So there is a growth of 6 by 21. This was a negative 4 by 35. So far between Maruti and Hyundai is definitely the winner, because whatever is happening to the market will happen to Maruti and Hyundai the same way. But Hyundai's multiplying factor is better than Maruti's multiplying factor, right? The next company in our story was GM. Let's look at GM data. GM is 15% and 18%. So it is going from 15 to 18, and the change is 3 by 15 now, or the change is 1 by 5. Now, because even this is positive, Maruti is definitely out. Now the question is which is better or which is higher. So simplify this. This is 3 2s are 6 and 3 7s are 21. So this is 2 by 7. 1 by 7 is 14.28, 2 by 7 is 28.56. So the overall change here is 28.56%. And this 1 by 5 is equal to 20%. So which is better? Hyundai is still better than GM. Any other choice? Yes, I have Tata as well. Tata was 6% earlier, and now it is 8%. From 6 to 8. That means 2 by 6 or 1 by 3. 1 by 3 is 33%. This is better, right? 2 by 6, the difference is 2 on a base of 6. It becomes 1 by 3. So my overall winner is going to be Tata, because the question was about growth rate, not which company has actually sold more cars from year to year. For all you know that because it is also possible that a company with a small percentage growth but with a large base, because it is already selling a lot of cars, 20%, a smaller percentage of a big number is still going to be bigger. But this question wasn't about the numbers, it was only about growth rate in terms of percentages only or ratios only. So in that case, my answer is going to be Tata, or we at least know how the game works. So notice in this particular question, I did not have to find the exact value of each brand and then calculate the change and percentage change as such. I just had to notice the share to share ratio or the share to share multiplying factor as such. Question number 6, and now I want actual numbers. So this kind of jugglery won't work. I will have to figure out the numbers. But even there, my calculation is going to be slightly easier had I not noticed the overall market change, overall growth rate in the market as such. So for example, the question now is from 08 to 09, which company showed the largest increase in the numbers, actual numbers? So let's start thinking with Maruti. How would I calculate the actual increase in numbers? I will find the value of 08 and I will find the value of 09 and find the difference only. No percentages involved here, right? So if I look at Maruti data, it is going to be 33% of how much? For a minute, I will just call it X. And I have already figured out the value here is 31%, but 31% of what? Of 1.2 times of X, or 6 by 5 times of X. Why am I doing this? Just to make my calculation slightly easier. Even working with the overall actual values is also fine if you are skilled or adept or comfortable with it as such, right? So what this now means is 33% is 33%, and remember this is the likely going to be the bigger value, so this minus this. So what are you doing? You're saying 31 into 1.2 of X percentage, you can add later, of X minus 33 of X. So 31 into 1.2 is what you have to figure out. 31 into 1 is 31, and 31 2s would be 62, but there is a decimal, so 6.2. So 31 plus 6.2 is going to be 37.2. So that means this is 37.2 percentage of X, X being that 1,25,500 value, and this is 33% of X. That means 37.2 minus 33 is going to give you 4.2% of x. Now instead of x you can put the actual value 1,25,500 and find the value for Maruti. Now I am not going to do the rest of the work for you. This is how you find it. You would have gone for actual 31% or 1,60,000 or 1,50,000. That is also absolutely fine. This is a little bit of a shortcut. Try this out for the rest of the values. And 6 by 5 I have converted into 1 by 1.2. If you are more comfortable with this, you can also use this. 31 into 6 by 5 of x. 31 into 6 by 5 will give you 37.2 only. So whatever path you follow, you'll end up with this only. Now do the same thing for the rest of the companies, whatever the companies are. What are the options? They have Hyundai and they have GM and they have Tata. So a little bit of homework for you. The solutions are already attached to the sheet as such. So not too much of a challenge. Do check your answers afterwards, right? So this was question number 6. So by now I'm sure you're finding it reasonably warmed up and you're finding it fairly comfortable. Question number 7, which company showed a decrease in the number of cars sold in 09 as compared to 08? So this question is even simpler. It is just saying which company has shown an actual decrease. So let me play with that multiplying factor story again. Please do try out a usual more comfortable method by yourself first. Always recommend trying out the problems before joining any of these discussions, right? Because my agendas are to revise a couple of things also, but basic solving is also fine at this point of time in the beginning of these kind of sessions, right? So if I look at Maruti, I know Maruti is going to experience a 6 by 5 because of the market. I'm assuming expertise in multiplying factors. I will not even slow down. Let it be like a blingy shortcut as such, right? And I look at Maruti's data, the percentage share data, it has gone from 35% to 31%. So this is going to be 31 by 35. So all I want to figure out, and this is going to give me new Maruti. All I want to know is if this is a number greater than 1, equal to 1 or less than 1. Because I am interested in less than 1 because that's when the numbers will reduce. So let me calculate this value. Very simply, 6 ones are 6, 6 threes are 18, so 186. And calculate this value, 5 30s are 150 and 5 5s are 25, so it's going to be 175. So even after the market share, notice, I mean, it's also worth observing that the market share has reduced, but even then the number of new Marutis is going to be slightly greater than old Marutis. How much in percentage also you can figure out. 186 by 175, approximately 10 by 175 is your percentage change. You can find the exact value also, right? So that's what is happening to Maruti. And let me just check the same thing for Hyundai. Hyundai is going from 21 to 27. It's definitely not going to drop. Why? Market is increasing, share is also increasing. There's not going to be a drop at all. So now I can go faster. And then let me look at, sorry, where's the question? Both Maruti and Honda. Maruti is definitely not going down. Honda, sorry, I haven't checked Honda. Sorry, I checked Hyundai. Let me check Honda now. Honda is 11% and it is going to 9%. So let me check that story. Honda into 6 by 5 into 9 by 11. 6 nines are 54 and 5 11s are 55. 54 upon 55. This multiplying factor is less than 1. That means once I multiply h into 54 by 55, the new value of h dash is going to be lower than h. So that's my answer, and the answer is going to be Honda. Maruti, I already saw that it wasn't working. Do check the calculations for yourself. Sometimes in excitement I do not check the calculations. So that's your homework. So that's it. I'll stop right now with this particular session. The solutions for the remaining questions are also attached to the document. Please go through them or try and work out on your own. If there is a problem, do let me know and I'll add the solution separately. Or those kind of ideas will be covered in other exercise videos as well. So this is it for this particular pie chart session. See you very soon with another pie chart workout, and this time dealing with market share in terms of value and market share in terms of volume, that kind of basic data. And what do these terms mean? We'll cover it anyway.